I don't know. I don't think I've really gotten too much in depth enough with Nas. From what I've heard with Nas, um, I would put him a close third behind Jay-Z and of course Biggie being first because I think he's probably in terms of rapping, in terms of just putting bars together in a way that's just insane. Like he's the best to ever have done it, and probably the best to ever do it. Because that's just how good he is at what he does there. We'll play probably some of him a little bit later. He's just so natural, so natural. So let's see. This is on the Rap Genius forum because it gets twisted a lot of times. It's something that happens because a lot of people say MC. What's MC? What's rapper? What's hip hop artist? Like whatever. There's so many different definitions for what feels like the same thing, and it's hard to really kind of get a look at it. So I do want to get a lot of people. It's kind of interesting. So, yeah. So, what is your definition of this? Is Avita Elmore's on the Rap Genius archive. What is your definition of a rapper versus your definition of an MC in a rap versus hip hop? If there is any difference at all, I'm really interested to see people's opinions on this. Depressed Insomniac says rapper is an entertainer that makes music. MC is a potent freestyle battle rapper focused on lyricism, writes his own stuff. So someone, I think, from the sense I'm getting there, is it's a lot more to do with like how close you are and doing kind of like hip hop first, kind of primarily. Like that's what you're like. That's pretty much the focus of what you do. The focus of your career. It's about hip hop first. It's about putting up those bars, putting up and being connected, kind of. I think into the hip hop quote unquote community. So, and people did kind of. It's at the top for a reason there. So this is Threshold. Rapper, someone who makes rap music for money as a job or occupation. Lil Wayne, 2 Chainz, Chief Keef, Lil B are some solid examples. One who makes rap music as a hobby and as a job and usually is talented. Mainly MCs lean more towards the roots and fundamentals of hip-hop. That is kind of what I'm saying before. That's a better way of putting it. Much better way of putting it there than what I said it. Like, it is really interesting to it's really interesting to kind of like have that kind of conversation because it seems to be much more. It's like that kind of stuff is a lot more to do about the roots of hip hop, like where it grew up, like Brooklyn, obviously the birthplace of it. Like when I think rapper, I think of a guy who's again kind of like Lil Wayne, who kind of just does it to be out there in the streets. I think like Drake, or not out there to get out there in the spotlight, you know. Do rap to kind of make money, but someone I think who is an MC, just reading this, I kind of think of someone who is there battling it out, they're working hard, they're grinding, writing those bars, and I think people like Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, they really fall into this discussion. So mainly MCs who lean towards the roots and fundamentals of hip-hop, like the 4 pillars. They do not try to put on a pop or mainstream image. KRS-One, Big L, Nas, and he says, my English teacher rapper, Joal. Joel. I don't even know who that is. All right. Anyway, yeah, so I think there is, some people say there's no difference, but I really think there is someone who is, like, there is a big, I mean, not really big, but there is a kind of significant difference in the way these people present themselves. Like, I don't think anyone's out there calling Drake an MC. Like, that's not really who he is. He's much more about the money. Like, I don't say, I'm just typing this Google right now. Is Drake an MC? Let's see. Who's the best? So there's a discussion about who's a better MC, Drake or J. Cole. J. Cole or Drake. I mean, Drake got more of the clever lines. J. Cole's kind of got more straight bars, but that's not really the point. I mean, I don't think he is really because he kind of, no, I wouldn't call him an MC. A lot of people kind of blanching at this, at least in the Google search results, for the question that Jake is Drake an MC, but that's not really the question we're after here. We're trying to answer Jay-Z's question. Who's the best MC, Jay-Z, Biggie, or Nas? Like, I think that's something that's definitely worth answering. All right, so let's see what Cora has to say on this. I personally already gave my opinion. I said my revisions before I fully understood what the word MC is. And I mean, I got to go with Biggie there. I got to go with Biggie. So there's only one answer to this question. Nas is the best lyricist of the three. Huh. That's not my opinion, but whatever. Nas did influence others, which is good, but doesn't make him the greatest. Wilt Chamberlain influenced so many greats like Michael Jordan, but Jordan turned out to be the greatest all-around player ever. Biggie didn't take long to be considered great. Jay-Z as well. Jay-Z is the most consistent. I would disagree with that. I mean, in terms of like the body of work on Biggie is not nearly as big. Nas is obviously the least consistent of them. Nas took longer to be considered great. None of his albums did really well compared to Biggie or Jay-Z by far. Nas was interesting to say the least. He had lots of fans, but you couldn't tell. Very few people actually bought or downloaded Nas's music. They're all good in their own way, which is, I mean, it's a good way of putting it there. But personally, like, in terms of, no one's going to come out there and deny that Nas is like an amazing lyricist. But in terms of, I think the full package, I think he just doesn't have that. He really just doesn't have that, you know? I would have to go, but personally, I think just Biggie, in my opinion, Biggie raps better than Jay-Z. He raps more consistently better than Jay-Z. I have listened to a lot of both, and you can struggle to find a really kind of bad like Biggie verse because it just works so well. Like all the stuff, it just fits. It flows with the music. It's nothing compared to like what's out now. Let's see. Like there's a big debate about this. So, Spotify data reveals who really won the hip-hop rivalries. This is on Mic.com. Jay-Z versus Nas in terms of... This is just a popularity. Jay-Z, 86. Future beat designer, apparently. Drake beat Meek Mill. And apparently Tupac is more popular than Notorious B.I.G., which, I mean, it doesn't really surprise me because Tupac's a lot more mainstream. It's a lot more kind of, like, just pop by nature. And Biggie is a lot more focused on the bars, I'd say. But in terms of just rapping, in terms of the basic... if you're talking about the fundamentals of hip-hop, like, who else are you going to go? Like, it's very, very hard to really say there. Because I think you could really... The thing is, you could make a case for pretty much all the different ways around it, really. I mean, like, come on. Like, these are all incredible, incredible guys. So... But personally, I think no one really raps quite like Mr. Notorious B.I.G. Yeah, so, yeah, we're going to get back on our mix shortly. And also, we're going to continue, I think, a little bit later today in the show, some of our diss track stuff going on. And, yeah, so that's coming up. So look forward to all that stuff as we continue to chug on through our show today. We're almost halfway through. Yeah, we're gonna get right back on our mix as we continue through here. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna start off with Biggie. Of course, you know what it is. And this is, I think, really an example of how Biggie can, better than anyone, make a subpar beat sound really damn good. And this is in Everyday Struggle.
I hear death knocking at my front door. I'm living every day like a hustle. Another drug to juggle. Another day, another struggle. I don't wanna live no more. Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door. I'm living every day like a hustle. Another drug to juggle. Another day, another struggle. I know how it feel to wake up messed up. Pockets broke as hell, another rock to sell. People look at you like you's the user, selling drugs to all the losers, mad Buddha abuser. But they don't know about your stress-filled day. Baby on the way, mad bills to pay. That's why you drink Tanqueray, so you can reminisce and wish you wasn't living so devilish. Shit, I remember I was just like you, smoking blunts with my crew, flipping over 62s, cause GED wasn't B.I.G. I had to get B.A.D. That's why my mom hate me. She was forced to kick me out, no doubt. Then I figured out niggas went for 20 down south. Packed up my tools for my raw power move. Glock 19 for casket and flower moves. For chumps trying to stop my flow. And what they don't know will show on the autopsy. Went to see Poppy to cop me a brick. Asked for some consignment, he wasn't trying to hear it. Smoking mad Newports cause I'm doing court for an assault that I caught in Bridgeport, New York. Catch me if you can like the gingerbread man. You better have your gat in hand, cause man, I don't wanna live no more. Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door. I'm living every day like a hustle. Another drug and juggle. Another day, another struggle. I don't wanna live no more. Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door. I'm living every day like a hustle. Another drug and juggle. Another day, another struggle. I had the master plan. I'm in the caravan on my way to Maryland with my man Two Tex to take over this project. They call him Two FC Code 2. And when he starts to bust, he like to ask who's next. I got my honey on the Amtrak with the crack in the crack of a butt. 2 pounds of hash in the cut. I wait for her to make some big bucks. I told her she could be lieutenant, got gassed up. At last, I'm literally lounging black, sitting back, counting double-digit thousand stacks. Had to re-up to see what's up with my peeps. Toyota dealer gone, had it cheap on the Jeep. See who got smoked, what rumors were spread. Last I heard, I was dead with 6 to the head. Then I got the phone call, it couldn't hit me harder. We got infiltrated, like Nino at the Carter. Heard Tech got murdered in the town I never heard about. Some stiff in Alberta over nickel-plated burners. And my broad, swear to God, she won't snitch. I told her when she hit the bricks, I make the rich. Conspiracy, she'll be home in 3. Until then, I looks out for the whole family. A true G, that's me, blowing like a bubble in the everyday struggle. I don't wanna live no more. Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door. I'm living every day like a hustle. Another drug and juggle. Another day, another struggle. I don't wanna live no more. Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door. I'm living every day like a hustle. Another drug and juggle. Another day, another struggle. I'm seeing body after body, and I'm Mayor Giuliani. Ain't trying to see no black man turn to John Gotti. My daughter use a potty, so she's older now. Educated street knowledge, I'm a molder now. Trick a little dough, buying young girls' fringes. Dealing with the dope fiend binges. Seeing syringes in the vein. Hard to explain how I maintain. The crack smoke make my brain feel so strange. Breaking days on the set, no sweat. Drunk off my wet, can't bag yet because it's still wet. But when I drive back at 5 at a time, I can clock about 9 on the check cashing line. I had the first and the third. Rehearsed, that's my word. Thinking the game, D's knew my first name. Should I quit? Hell no. Even though they had me scared, yo, they got an 8, I got it, that's for air holes.
What you say?
I don't wanna live no more. Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door. I'm living every day like a hustle. Another drug and juggle. Another day, another struggle.
Just amazing parts all throughout of that stuff. Oh my god. It is a really kind of... I think it's... Like, there's no one else like that. That's for sure. Alright, let's get to some of the latest we have going on in terms of... new albums this week that are coming out, where they rank overall. We had a big new contender with number 16 holding right now, Youngboy Never Broke Again, with the first week pulling in number 16, Youngboy Never Broke Again, AI Youngboy 2, sells 106K first week, that's 3K pure. Lil TJ's True to Myself sells 46,000 first week. Put that in perspective, I think Post Malone got 489K, and number 1 followed by Khalid with Free Spirit, Ed Sheeran, then Igor with number 4. I don't know what range this covered though, so yeah, that's a kind of interesting thing. The funny thing is, you'd never see Beyonce at number 33 in this ranking, and Jeezy at number 44 with TM104, Legend of the Snowman, and Lion King The Gift. Beyonce at 33 there. Lil TJ, Get True to Myself, right behind Lil Pump's Harvard Dropout, right there in the Lils, in between two Lils, Pump and Dirk. 45,000 the first week. Yeah. So that is interesting. Equivalent album units. Yeah. So Wale at number 50 with Why That's Crazy, and that's kind of where that all falls out. And I mean, wow, I'm scrolling. Some good albums went pretty down on this, which kind of it's the way it works. But I think this is specifically, I don't know if this is over what range it is. I think this is just across hip hop here, but yeah. First,